despite all of these items on the list, I would choose no other place to call home. So it's a luxury problem.
I should bring mine to a palengke.
Sorry, sir, not available. Voila, yeah.
I hate it so much.
And that needs to change because stop the car. It was really hard to find things that I don't like. Now, before you go into the comment section and start giving that thumbs down button on this video, I do really love the Philippines. And I've made a lot of videos about living in the Philippines and traveling around the Philippines. I love the Philippines so much that I've actually invested a lot of money in real estate. I've opened my own business and I have acquired the permanent residency visa here in the Philippines. But one thing that I've seen a lot of times in the comment section is that people say, I never talk about the bad things or I never talk about the things that bother me. I always only highlight the positive things. And that actually pretty much has always been my mindset. I have this channel to share great experiences, good vibes, and share the things that I like. And I don't usually talk about the things that I don't like. But I thought it would be a fun change of pace to, for once, talk about a few things that I find a little bit difficult in the Philippines, a few things that frustrate me every now and then, and share it with you guys in a little bit of a humorous way. Now, I have to say, it doesn't matter where you live on planet Earth. No place is perfect, but Philippines is a place that I call home. Okay, jumping right into number one on this list, and I'm pretty sure everybody can agree on this one specific item. The very first thing that I don't like about living in the Philippines, the one thing that I hate about living in the Philippines, it's traffic. Traffic truly is a nightmare and it doesn't seem to get better at all. On the contrary, I get the feeling it gets worse and worse and worse, and there's no way around traffic. You are always going to be stuck in traffic and you have to just accept the fact that you will be stuck in traffic. I try and make my life stuck in traffic a little bit more comfortable by making sure I am well caffeinated. I always have a coffee in my hand when I get into the car. I always have water when I know I'm gonna drive further distances. And soon I'll hopefully have a driver and I'll be sitting in the back editing vlogs, watching TikTok, or just doing something to pass the time.
It's me, I'm the driver.
While we're talking about it, follow me on TikTok. I have a TikTok account, it's Making It Happen Vlog. I have an Instagram account, it's Making It Happen Vlog. I have a Facebook account. It is, you won't be surprised, Making It Happen Vlog. Number two, and this is really a point that does annoy me a lot sometimes, and it's just geographically there's no other solution, but the time difference to family always does pose quite a challenge. With my parents, it's not so bad because both my parents are retired and they are readily available to answer the phone when I give them a call. But for example, my brother, it's kind of difficult when he goes to work, kind of busy in my day-to-day. When he comes home from work, I'm sleeping already. When I get up in the morning, he's sleeping. So there's always only a very tiny window of time when he's maybe on lunch break and I have just finished the upload and whatever. There's only that tiny window of time that we can actually jump on a phone call. So that is kind of challenging and kind of limits our conversations to the weekends.
I could relate with my family.
Oh yeah, the time difference to Laguna is quite devastating. Number 3 on the list of 10 things that I hate about living in the Philippines is the sound and smog pollution. What is it with the exhaust pipes cut off the scooters? Sometimes I hear motorcycles and it's like, this has got to be like the craziest Harley Davidson. This has to be like the most amazing motorcycle in the world. And then I see
it comes out.
A tiny scooter tearing past at 100.
A Mio.
A Mio tearing past at 100 miles per hour. But I like it. I like it the way the. Let me demonstrate. This serves no purpose. This has zero protection. I know you don't get a fine from the police because you're wearing a helmet, but this does not help anybody. A lot of delivery guys do it. And by the way, I know delivery guys here in the Philippines have a really tough job. So, you know, 2 thumbs up for you guys. Actually, one of you guys is bringing my food this evening, so I have the time to sit down and film a video. So thank you. It's the sound pollution. And of course, because of the traffic, because there's so many cars, it's the smog pollution as well. And I find that a lot of the trucks and jeepneys and so on in the Philippines produce a lot of smog. I really feel it when I'm walking through BGC. So yeah, the sound and smog pollution, it's a tough situation. But smog pollution was actually worse in the city that I lived in Austria because of the industrial services. Anyway, number 4 on the list of 10 things I hate about living in the Philippines is groceries, and more specifically the price of groceries when you go shopping in BGC. I know it's a luxury problem. I could go somewhere cheap to buy groceries, but Landmark is pretty much the cheapest, and it's still more expensive than grocery shopping in many places that I've traveled to, including in many ways Austria as well. It's more expensive than in Austria. Russland's, it's so expensive. I mean, it's comically expensive. And yes, I could go to a local market, but then I'd be stuck in traffic for 2 hours going there and coming back. So I have to make a choice of expensive groceries or spending 2 hours in traffic.
But I think that would make for a good video. Leave a thumbs up if I should bring Mike to a palenque.
To a local market.
Palenque.
Palenque, all right.
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe. And then we move on to number 5 of the 10 things that I hate about living in the Philippines, and it is Filipino time. Filipino time can be frustrating sometimes, especially when you yourself are in quite a hurry. I notice it in many instances throughout the day where people are taking their Filipino time, but there's one advantage about it. I've started slowing down myself, and I started to learn to stress out less about things. When it used to be, I'd be standing at a cash register waiting for the bill out, and it would be like, boop, boop. I'd be like, here, let me help you. Because in Austria, it's literally that fast. They literally like throw it over like, and pay.
I think that is what impressed me in Austria. How people actually work faster.
Super fast.
And cautious of time.
Yeah. But now I've learned to accept it, and I just relax, meditate while I'm standing there watching my groceries get pulled over the thing. So yeah. And then it's in other instances as well, like workers that come and fix things. And nobody's on time just because of traffic. You can't be on time. There's always traffic. So.
And I think we should add to that lack of sense of urgency. That could be. Take it easy. That's the motto, I think. And then on to number 6 of the 10 things that I hate about living in the Philippines, and it is when things are unavailable. Sorry, sir, not available. And it's like things will be not available, not for just like it's not available today. It'll just be not available for months until it becomes available again. And I think one of the first few Filipino words that you learn is wala.
Wala, yeah.
Because they always say wala.
I needed engine oil today. I brought the car to the service center. I left the car there. I gave them the keys. We had an agreement that the oil will be changed, and I'd pick the car up in an hour. And 59 minutes later, he texted me and said, voila, no oil. So I had to source oil, bring it to the car shop so that the oil change could be completed. So yes. And then it leads into number 7, which is the availability of specialized stuff. So I have another prop for this video. So this here is a very special neutral density filter. Basically, it's a fancy word for sunglasses for the camera. And because I have such a wide angle lens on this camera, it has like a bulb glass shape on top, so I can't take normal ones. I need specialized ND filters. Took me close to a year to get this. That's how hard it is to get specialized things in the Philippines. And it's, especially for me as a vlogger, like camera gear, oftentimes I need something very out of the ordinary, maybe just because I'm very extra as well. But I battle to find certain things, and lately my friend has been Facebook Marketplace a lot, yes, a lot. But that being said, I did a video recently about Amazon free shipping to the Philippines, and I have been ordering a lot of stuff on Amazon. I love it. And the other day I ordered an air filter for a car and a cabin filter for the car. It arrived here in like 3 days.
Yeah.
It was so fast. And actually you'll find in the description box down below, you'll find some Amazon links to the equipment that I use for filming these vlogs. And maybe I'll just put some Amazon links of products that I find kind of cool or that I've bought lately that I've really enjoyed. And those are affiliate links, so if you decide to buy those products, I get a little bit of a kickback and it supports the channel as well. So yeah, check those out. I think it's now, if you order over $49, it's free shipping to the Philippines, and it's really fast. Number 8, and this is a big one, and one that caused an issue today with Gray almost biting somebody's head off. And it is that drivers in cars disregard pedestrians. So pedestrian crossings are a war zone, like literally a war zone. You have to like throw yourself in front of the cars to make them stop, and many times they will just keep going.
I hate it so much.
And it's like that needs to change, because if a pedestrian isn't paying attention, or if it's a kid running into the road or something, cars need to stop. There is a reason why pedestrians always have right of way in
a non-signalized pedestrian lane.
See who's learning for her driver's license.
Under the traffic code, I'm taking my driver's license, and I recently have learned that pedestrians should always have the right of way, especially in a non-signalized pedestrian lane. And today, that almost caused an argument between me and a driver, and I had to say the G-O word. Because he's literally gonna run us over in the pedestrian lane.
Yeah, and it was like we were halfway into the road. It was like a multi-lane
and he
road,
still didn't stop.
And like 2 cars had already stopped, and he's coming in the 3rd lane, and he saw us. He saw the other cars stop, and he accelerated
instead of
giving way.
So I literally just have to say that and shout.
Yeah. And I make it a habit of, if cars really cut me off while I'm walking over the sidewalk, I will slap the car.
I think what I did, I said something to him like...
Yeah, we did the like... We became Italian for a second, like... The next one is, and this was a big one for me, especially when I first started traveling to the Philippines. It is hard to stay healthy when traveling. I used to have a 6-pack. I don't anymore. I have a 1-pack. I have a very big 1-pack. I have a 3-month-old 1-pack.
Well, it's also the rice, I think.
Yeah, but it's in general, I think we talked about this in a recent vlog, how ulam is like a very little bit of like ulam on a big part of rice. And I think just genetically, I'm just prone to gaining weight if I eat too many carbs.
Yeah.
I think that's just the way it is. I think Filipinos are genetically more equipped to deal with a large intake of carbohydrates. Yeah, I just get fat and die of heart attack probably. So yeah, that was very hard in the beginning. Now it's better because I know to order dishes that I really love, like sinigang, bulalo, where I know it's kind of like, it's not that unhealthy. It's high in sodium, but it's not high in carbs. It has vegetables inside. It has a good bone broth. So now I try to stick to those things, but it still is kind of hard, especially when like a lot of sugar gets used in dishes, especially in the provinces. So it's a challenge. And a challenge that I will have to deal with again tomorrow. And
anything, don't trust anything in the, like, even savory food. We put sugar in there to balance.
Yeah.
Do we say to balance the flavor of the dish?
It's to balance me down the fine line of having a heart attack. And then the final item on this list, number 10, is airports in the Philippines. Airports in the Philippines are, in a sense, very good because there's a lot of airports. I mean, you can fly literally to anywhere in the Philippines. But the offerings of food are sometimes very limited. Very often, they don't even have like coffee. So you maybe only have 3-in-1 coffee. and like the seats are very uncomfortable in comparison to international airports. So it's just, yeah, it's a small thing, but I needed 10 items for this list. So I'm like, what? It was really hard to find things that I don't like. I'm very enthusiastic about the Philippines. I'm very happy to live in the Philippines and call this place home. But yeah, people have really requested this so often that I make a video and talk about the things that I don't like so much. I didn't really want to do this.
Took us 5 hours to make this list.
Yeah. But despite all of this, despite all of these items on the list, I would choose no other place to call home. So I'm very happy to be here. Let me know if there are things that you don't like about the Philippines or things that bother you in your day-to-day life. Maybe also some funny anecdotes. Leave them in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. I think around 80% of the people that watch the videos every single day aren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notifications. And with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Remember to stay awesome, be positive, and make it happen. By the way, thumbs up for the daily uploads again, huh? High five! Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Good job, partner!
And because everybody asks about Peanut, she is always here. Look how pretty she is. Oh my God, so beautiful. Mwah.
Belly, belly, belly.
Belly rub.
Belly, 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 belly.